going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we're back at Sam's shop, and this week's episode we're going to be working on something very unique. Of course, we're building a car for SEMA, but we also have to figure out how to get the car to SEMA. And you can either pay thousands of dollars to ship a car out to Vegas if you live on the East Coast, or you have your own tow rig. So this week's episode we'll be showing you guys exactly what we're going to be doing in order to get the CRX and the Z4 out to Las Vegas in record time. And I think we only have a week left, so let's get to it.
What is this, dude?
It's an ambulance, man.
It's an ambulance. You got the lights, you got a big old diesel V8 and a huge intercooler on the front of this thing. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't look like it runs.
No, we got technically 3 SEMA builds this year.
Yeah.
One of them.
So this is an ambulance that you bought a while ago. You said you had a bus originally that you were towing cars with.
Yeah, we're big into 7.3s. We had a 7.3 van, and then we got a bus, and then this is kind of the final boss mode tow rig.
Yeah.
So we got all the cabinets inside, so we can store all our boost stuff, our tools, supplies, be a race support vehicle.
Look at all this.
Yeah, it's snowballed like everything else.
I gotta see a very big turbo back there. Yeah, this thing should make all the boosts. What are you expecting for power?
Yeah, we're looking around probably 600 horse pretty easily.
Yeah.
So fully built setup. Yeah, it'd be lifted, big tires, and this actually might go to SEMA next year as a display vehicle.
So you got to run and get drive shaft things for this guy, and I guess the Z4 is coming back as well. It just got wrapped, and then the CRX should be back in a couple days. So we're gonna be jumping on this ambulance for a little bit. We got to do some intercooler piping, guys. Gonna be buttoning up, getting the boost to be actually doing something with the engine. And we also have somebody coming back over here to work on the motor, get everything dialed in. And then you have to tune it, or it's pretty much good to go?
It's tuned, it's ready to go.
Okay, yeah, so we're gonna be doing that right now, and then we should be seeing the Z4 and the CRX soon. So let's get to work. All right, guys, we almost have the passenger side of the ambulance intercooler piping done. And as you could see, the engine's tore apart again. So last night, I think the guys were messing with the push rod. So there's some issues with the valve train on the driver's side. Not 100% sure what it is. There's no room in this engine bay to do anything, like zero. As you can see, I got the intercooler started over here for the driver's side. But man, this thing sucks to do intercooler piping. There's this tiny little hole in here. Let's see if I can get this light on. You can see it's literally 3 inches. So between the block and the air box is exactly 3 inches. We're using Tycon's Alumicon on this. These pie cuts, pretty thick walled. They're very different from the titanium, I'd have to say. When you tack them together, it's not as easy and they get pretty hot pretty quick. So I don't know, I found my rhythm when I was messing with them a little bit, but definitely need to get a lot hotter. So this is the snake that we have going around the alternator, and if you can imagine, the alternator goes inside of that pocket right there. This pipe goes down beside the air box in the block and then goes straight into the intercooler. And then on the top side where the inlet is for the engine, we have this guy, so it's a little 90 going right there. I have to put a little straight on that, and then we're gonna have a silicone coupler there and a silicone coupler there, because there's no way for us to get this in and out in one piece. It's got to be 3 pieces, unfortunately. And then it seems like the driver's side's gonna be the same situation. These things are horrible. So we have our passenger side intercooler pipe pretty much done. Let's try to get you in there. There is no room. So you see that 4-inch pipe back there? That's for the filter. I gotta somehow magically get it through this thing, this hole right here, to be able to fit this K&N filter right here, like that, boom. But we got our 90-degree silicone here. You know, we got our pipe up here. I had to put a little dent in the corner there for the radiator. Everything's good on this side. It should be good to go. Sam was saying this is where he had the filter last time. Pretty much just goes here, and he has a hood scoop that he's gonna put on the hood to be able to get some fresh air to this bad boy. This is crazy how cramped this diesel engine is in this van. Insane, insane. Man, mind is blown right now. So last thing we gotta do is finish up the driver's side, and as you can see, I have my 90 right there, our pie cut 90 on the inlet on the intake manifold for the engine. So that's my point B. I'm gonna have to make this in a couple different pieces because you just can't get it in and out. So we'll have a straight silicone here, just wires and hoses everywhere, every square inch of this thing. It's like, gives you a little anxiety attack every time you touch it. I'm gonna try to come up here and push these AC lines out of the way. I don't know if this is even possible. And then I want a 90 over here and go straight through that hole right there. That way we have room for our filter here. Such a nightmare. But first things first, I'm going to finish up this guy. So we have a 45 I'm gonna use because it's just not worth it to try to put like hard piping through here. So the 45 is gonna go right in there. Boom. So I'm gonna cut a bunch of little straights. So I have like 3-inch straight sections to be able to clamp everything together and then get the filter in place. Once that's done, then this side of the engine's done, and I just have a couple more bends to go on this. And then actually we can fire this thing up. We've been waiting to fire it up because of the intercooler piping and other stuff. There was an issue with the push rods, with the machine shop with the heads, and it's just been typical SEMA stuff, and it's been an absolute fun time. Hopefully today I'll be able to get all the intercooler piping done, get everything dialed in. Intercooler's all set, the mounts and all that stuff. I still have to hook up the downpipe to the rest of the exhaust, but that's whatever. And then we pretty much have a tow vehicle. So still working on the engine on the background with the CRX. They're waiting on the plastic cover to go on the front of the engine, but I'll give you an update on the CRX at the end of the episode, so don't go anywhere, stick around. Let's keep going on the van fun and finish out the intercooler piping and get this thing fired up. All right, guys, we're so close to getting the ambulance running. The tow rig for the SEMA excursion came in this morning, and looks like Sam was up pulling an all-nighter, getting all the clamps in. I know it wasn't gonna be easy. There's like no room, but we got the intercooler on. The hot side is all clamped in. Cold side is just about there. Looks like one more clamp back there. And then the intake obviously will go on completely last because of no room for anything. So intercooler side is done, looks like. They got some things they're buttoning up. They got the fuel pressure regulator there. This will all get probably sorted today. What I have to do next though is exhaust. So we have, so the downpipe in there is loose. Got our downpipe elbow and the downpipe. So I'm gonna clamp that intercooler pipe on real quick. Throw the downpipe in, get that all clamped up. And then we gotta connect the docks underneath for our exhaust system. So let's see what we got. So yeah, he said there's a slip fit, so we got our exhaust back there. Once the downpipe is in, then you can't get to any of the intercooler piping. It really is tight in there. So I'm gonna get that dialed in, get the downpipe bolted up, and then we have this, I think 4-inch material down there, and we'll start cutting that up, getting that all tacked up so we can get that in, and then finally get the front end back on, get that all done, get it all buttoned up, and then you can fire it up and actually drive it around and see what else it needs, because it's always gonna need something else. All right, guys, the tow rig is almost done. We got all the intercooler piping done. All the clamps are on, which was super fun. Wiring looks like it's pretty much buttoned up, and I was working on the exhaust. Got our downpipe in. Look at that. Downpipe is all in. Look at that turbo, it's humongous. And go underneath and show you exactly what we have. So I was gonna weld this up today, but it looks like we got our drive shaft. Drive shaft's in, and downpipe is in. Everything is all situated on this thing, and next episode we're gonna have the full front end on this. We're doing a full update to like a 2013 or 2014 front end, and we're also gonna be driving this thing, so stay tuned. And also next episode, we're gonna be back on the CRX. It's back from paint. As you can see, the engine is in, transmission is in, everything is all set, and we're gonna be doing a ton of final fab on this thing to get it ready for SEMA. We literally have like 2 or 3 days left, so stay tuned. But yeah, we're gonna keep thrashing on this thing. Hope you guys like the content so far. Make sure you like and comment. It helps a lot with the algorithm, and we'll see you on the next episode. We'll see you later.